Rockets. Okay, let's get into it, Ime. Let's see what we're drawing up. LeBron, 41 years young, doing it without Luka, doing it without AR, and the Rockets had this game. Won, it seems like.
Right there, I'm like, oh, man, LeBron just cost them the game right there. Come on, but
then 30 seconds left in this game, guys.
I mean, it's the little things like that that hurts you. Not only did you get the turnover, you got the silly foul for three. It's contested, and then you still live to see another day, particularly when you're up.
Yeah, you're up six. You was up 6, up 5.
Smart knocked down those 3 free throws.
Give it back to him.
Gets it back to LeBron. Boom.
And we know the history in Houston. We know Bron loved playing in Houston.
Sure.
We know that. So.
He said, we're going to overtime, and if I'm going to overtime, I'm going to win. You're going to have me out here for 45 minutes.
That's a great pass, great shot right there.
It just felt like Houston, they ran out of gas, didn't have enough, and Bron, just saw red and was like, we got to take this game over. They gave us an opportunity to play another quarter. Let's go ahead and bring this one home.
I agree. You lose the lead. You go to overtime. You try to fool yourself thinking you have enough, but you don't have the momentum. When you're playing against LeBron James' team, it's not going to happen.
LeBron James, 29 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. By the way, no team in NBA history has come from down 3-0 to win a playoff series. That's exactly where Houston finds themselves. Let's hear what their head coach, Ime Udoka, had to say after the game.
I know the game just ended, but in terms of the way the game just fell apart at the end, how was it from your vantage point?
Horrendous mistakes. I don't know if you want to say youth or, scared of the moment or whatever the case, but yeah, you have a 6-point lead with 20 or 30 seconds to go, get a rebound, and just have to hold the ball and get fouled, or it's basically a 1-on-4 and we throw it away. To combat it, make it worse. A terrible foul on Marcus Smart to give him 3 free throws. Next play, backcourt, you got it. Double's coming, you try to split it instead of throwing it to Alpi wide open. Another turnover, and then James makes a tough shot. Then the final play, for the last shot, we don't run what was drawn up. All the above.
Ooh, all of the above. Some fire coming out of it. Seemed like Ime Udoka, as he's just going back through that series, the final 30 seconds of this game, he actually, right after the game, he made his team watch the last 30 seconds. He's talked about youth on some of the mistakes. I mean, what's your initial reaction from just hearing him at the podium after this one?
He's not wrong.
It hurt. That game hurt. That loss hurt. And you could see him as the game was going on. If you was watching the game, you saw him just going through all of the emotions during that last 50 seconds of that game. For him to sit there and say, I don't know if it's youth, I don't know if he's just scared of the moment, that's him as a former player, as a competitor, trying to figure out what is happening or what happened in that moment. You just cannot be up 6 with that short amount of time and lose the game at home. You just, even that turnover, you still come back, you stay solid, you make them take a tough shot, but you have to come out with that game, and you have to take your hat up to the Lakers and Marcus Smart for selling it, and LeBron for making that 3. But you just don't give a team like the Lakers, a veteran team like the Lakers, that opportunity to close out the game. So that's a tough loss.
When you have a performance from a trio of Jabari, Thompson, and Şengün all getting you 24 or more, you have to figure out how to win, particularly when you don't have KD there. And you have, like you said, you're up with the opportunity because they only had 3 bench points. So it wasn't anywhere else they could go. But I feel like I love the fact that they watched it, whether he said what he said in the interview or not, because they're still young guys that are going to be in that position for years to come. They got to learn, and they got to see it, because it's easy that play to happen, and you don't see it, and you let the outside world creep in. But you know it is. You see it on video. It's nothing you can say, and you learn from it. Jabari will know now. Hey, there's nobody guarding me. Let me get up the court, at least get to half court, then hold the ball.
Yeah, he panicked. And for what reason, I don't know why. Like, you comfortable having the ball in your hands. That's a frustrated coach right there. Really putting a game plan together without KD to go up against Bron and JJ and this team that has been, trying to slow down KD and these boys. And he figured them out of how to get his guys involved, how to get Şengün to be effective and efficient. And to lose in that manner, it took all the energy out of it.
Yeah, right. It almost deflated. Yeah. But meanwhile, like you said, guys, KD out with a sprained ankle. It's his left sprained ankle, so we'll see whether or not he'll be able to play in Game 4. All right, you guys have been here at NBA Showtime because you've actually been waiting for these on the 76ers. Still no Joel Embiid. Hasn't played in the series after undergoing that appendectomy. Tyrese Maxey, though, he's like, I got it. Game high 31 points, 5 threes for Maxey.
With 30, I mean, what, 31?
31.
Maxey had 31 with no Embiid.
Yep.
And it took Tatum to close him out. Man, if Embiid comes back, this series changes.
Yeah, it does. Because right now, everything that they're getting is on the perimeter, and I think he slows the game down and gets some consistency in the interior, put some pressure on their big man, possibly get him in foul trouble, and then we know he can step out and shoot the three as well if he has it going. So
I mean, Sixers got 22 and 11 from both of their bigs, but like I said, Joel Embiid is a different beast.
Well, you saw Jason Tatum just sealing it with that three, and ultimately the Celtics get the victory. And you guys were kind of already jumping into it a little bit. Joel Embiid had the appendectomy 2 weeks ago, so we haven't been able to see him in this series. That could change the game. But
I got who? Nah, your sources, you're supposed to reveal your sources. I have no sources.
Yes, no. You have no information.
That's what you heard.
Okay, let's just say Joel Embiid does not come back. You're the 76ers. You have pulled off one win. How could you do it again against the Celtics?
You have to keep playing the same way. I mean, I don't think the 76ers should change anything up. You have to keep applying pressure. You got to keep playing fast. Maxey got to have to continue doing what he's doing. PG have to continue to do what he's doing, even a little bit more. And VJ, I mean, I know he's a rookie, but we ask a lot out of VJ. But his time is now. He's here. What can we do about him being a rookie? And he's showing that he can take on that challenge. You know, last night was a tough one for JT to close him out like that. But in order for Philly to stay in this, they have to continue to play the same way, be physical, play fast, and put a lot of pressure on Boston.
Also, I think limiting turnovers. Keep your turnovers down. They had 11 turnovers, but you have to continue to get shots up to allow Drummond and Adem Bona to get you extra possession, to get open shots. And I think that is one of the ways. And then just silly plays that you have to try to eliminate in the game. I think they made situations where you can't leave Jason Tatum, one of the best player on the team, wide open to have jump shots like that. And we talked about when he's in isolation at the end of the game, we got to double. Make him get the ball out of his hands and somebody else beat us.
That's exactly where I was going. When you look at that last play, they were down 3, and you got Bono ISO with an all NBA type player to close out the game and put you up 6. So I think it's just small, minute changes that they have to make, but they right there competing. It's just those, whether it's on the defensive end, execution, or executing, offensively, it's just small, minute things, and just keep applying the pressure.
Yeah, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they combined for 50 points in this one. Both of them had 25 apiece. With the East feeling wide open, do you feel like the Boston Celtics are evolving into the team that we could see making it to the finals?
Well, I have them going to the finals, so they're evolving.
See how he